Hello there, I am Izzy Noodles and welcome to the final part of how I made my Princess Zelda costume for an Extra Life charity reward incentive. So, in this video it will be mostly gold leafing, but not just gold leafing. There's going to be a lot of like little extra bits that I put together as well. So let's get into it. So emphasizing just here from the crown, I added a metal bar. It's very malleable, it bends, it's not that strong, but that was to just reinforce that front bit. And I put some gold spray paint at the back because I realized the way it sat, it kind of lifted up just a little bit above my head, or may do so. So it was kind of just to disguise the inside just a little bit. So yeah, that's the last part of the crown, and here we go with the gold leaf. So I did put a little bit of this special gold leaf glue in a tub and add some water to it. I kind of just had a look at some YouTube videos and they did suggest adding water to the glue. So I put it in a separate little pot. And how it works is you paint on the glue and then you have to let it dry, and it dries clear and tacky. So there we go, I'm just kind of putting it on everything but not doing the whole thing, or at least I think I had the brain not to do that because I still need to be able to hold it and put it on a surface, and that's not going to be so easy when the whole thing is just sticky to hold. So yeah, you might watch this if you're good with gold leaf and you know how to use it. You might actually hate watching this video because I'm an amateur. It's the first time I was using gold leaf, and yeah, I'm not that pleased at how it went, but for the sake of what I was using it for. And there we go, look, we've had a spill already. We're 3 minutes in, probably not even that. So yeah, my desk went sticky. So yeah, I think I just did over the tops of the bands. So you're probably watching this and thinking, what is she doing? So yeah, if there's anyone watching that is used to using gold leaf, I'm an amateur. This was my first time using it, and yeah, I wouldn't say it didn't go well, but it was definitely not what I thought it was going to be. I think I needed to actually put more care into it than what I realized. I was kind of just throwing the sheets on. I knew I would get spots here and there, little gaps, because of the raised pattern. But I knew I could come back in and just add more gold leaf later. Re-glue those little patches. So I started ripping up the sheets, the gold leaf sheets, and using smaller bits here and there, especially on the raised bits. So of course there isn't really too much for me to explain. I already sort of explained all that I think I need to, just how I used the gold leaf, and I watched some YouTube videos before I started. But yeah, I still feel like I could have learned a lot more before going straight in. So now I'm just kind of trying to peel off the excess where the sheets have overlapped. I did find these arm guards the most difficult because of the raised designs. Like, I just couldn't get the gold leaf sheets to fit like flat. There was just gaps everywhere, so I definitely needed to come back and sort out the gaps. But yeah, there we go, adding more of the glue on the edges and letting it dry. So then moving on to the next piece, doing what I call the chest piece. And avoiding the middle bit where the gems are going to sit, just because I don't know how, because I don't really want to put the gold leaf in there in case when I glue the gem in there, it might just peel off the gold leaf and come out really easily. So yep, when the shoulder guards are dry, here we go, just adding more gold leaf to the patches. So just breaking off little bits from the sheets of gold leaf to add in there. I don't think it went badly, but yeah, it could have gone better. But considering how long I was going to be wearing it for, and considering it's not cosplay, I was just sort of doing a dress up for live stream, I felt that it didn't need to be perfect. This was a fun experience though, using gold leaf for the first time and just putting this together. It was still fun to do, even though I did feel disappointed with how it turned out. But, you know, I wasn't going by any sort of guides. I'd done a lot of like research, looked up like just pictures of other people's cosplays and dress-ups, like how they appeared to create their designs of things and put things together. So yeah, very amateurish. I was really just winging the whole thing. So I have some E6000 glue just here. It's kind of running out, so I really had to squeeze the top. So I don't want it to suddenly just have an air bubble and burst out, but there we go. There is the first gem in place. And the second gem. I'm putting them to one side so they can sit flat and dry properly. So that's the centerpiece as well, all gold leafed up. So just tidying up the edges, making sure nothing's gonna just flake away too easily. And one tip with E6000 glue is put the glue on and wait a little bit for it to start drying. You don't really need to wait too long, but it does take a very long time to dry properly, and it helps beads to stay in place without like sliding around on the glue. See, I think there is plenty of glue in there, it's just maybe the opening's dried up, but I don't want it to just splurt out suddenly, so I'm being very delicate with that kebab skewer. And there we go, that is this bit complete with its gems. So it is getting very exciting how everything is coming together. So I've got the tweezers just for ease of picking things up, because the gold leaf, of course, is a very delicate thing to handle. And there we go, that is this bit complete. Very shiny. And next, the crown. So making sure I know whereabouts I'm gonna put the gemstone on the front. I've just marked a pencil line, because same with I can't remember what I was making when I said it, but I don't want to stick the gems directly onto the gold leaf in case it just pulls the gold leaf off and it just comes off really easily. So again, I felt the need to show this off. I'm not sure why. But yeah, that's the crown. So the spray paint on the inside. Very delicately putting it down and turning it over, because it's... yeah, at this point it's crumbled. It is delicate with the air dry clay. And there we go, rinse and repeat. Putting the glue on, letting it dry, and putting the gold leaf on. So I think the dry time is, well, it might depend, but roughly 4 hours. But as long as it's not wet and it's gone like sticky tacky, that's fine, because that means the gold leaf is gonna stick to it. I still didn't get the back of that right. It just looks like there's a cross shape, which is not what I was trying to go for. Okay, I'm turning it upside down just to make sure I get those edges. Make make sure I've not missed any spots that are going to look obvious. And ready to place the gem on the back part. So just to be on the safe side, I let this dry before doing the one on the front. I've pinned this upright on that the polystyrene head to make sure it's going to sit flat. And there we go, just gonna pin that in place to make sure it's gonna stay. Because right now it's kind of vulnerable, it will slide around on that glue. Thumbs up, good job. And then just trying to get some shine, some sparkle going on. So next up in the video, how I made the bodice. So it was thanks to some YouTube videos I learned how to take my measurements and put this together to make the cutout. So thank you, YouTube, because I am doing this for the first time and I think still the measurements are not quite right, really. I'm not convinced I got it right. So this is just a practice test. I'm not doing the actual pink bodice just yet, so I'm not even making the dress. I'm just doing the pink part of the outfit to wear over white. So I've pinned my cutout in place just on some red. This is just test fabric, something cheap, to see if this is going to fit and how I might adjust it. So there we go, not bad. Not bad. Ta-da! And the ribbon on the back is just so I can do the zip myself. So I'm pleased with that. That fits pretty good. Yeah, I'm not sure how I went wrong with the sleeves, but the holes do seem a bit small. Not too small, but the movement did feel a little restricted. And this is a second attempt where I had the front pieces as one piece instead. So I made it a bit longer as well, but the sides are kind of snug, so I will bring out the sides just a little bit the next time I do a pattern. And here we go, making the actual Zelda bodice. Just the pink part. So I'm just sticking my stencil in place. And drawing around it. So I have my personal outline, so now I'm actually going to add to that to create the shape that I want to make. I'm just using tracing paper. Doesn't really matter, I suppose, what you use. I just felt that tracing paper would be easier. So now I'm doing the back part. So on the front, I'm just creating a lower neckline. And just bringing that out to the side. If you remember, I said that it was a bit snug at the hip. And here I'm just sort of creating my own sort of shape. Again, I am just winging this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just hoping for the best. But my mat that I'm leaning on, I'm using that as a ruler as well. It's got the squares. I mean, like, mostly, don't ask me what I'm doing. I don't know. So I do want to come out to the side just a little more than the space that I have given myself, so just adding a little more paper to the side. And same again, I was just, I cut a bit of paper off because I knew I wouldn't need all of it, so I thought, waste not, want not, just add it to this half. And then when I think I've got my design shape, I'm going to cut it out, and that is going to be my stencil for my bodice. And then making sure those are gonna line up. So that line is just for my personal preference, so I can get an idea of where it's gonna line up. But here's another practice of what it's gonna look like. Of course, not in blue. And I decided, because I'm going to be sitting down, I'm not going to sew the back up. It might be comfier while I'm sitting to have it open. So I did have a big think about that, and well, I didn't really know how to sew the zip on anyway. So I think if I left the back open, that'll be more comfy while I'm sitting. And then it's going to look a bit shorter once I've actually hemmed everything as well. So I didn't bother hemming it. I just wanted to make sure the general shape was what I wanted. But yeah, I am really pleased with that. And actually I didn't sew too much on the armholes this time, so it felt a bit more free. So yeah, moving around, definitely more freedom. So these are my amateur videos that I put together. So I put some muslin, just the inner layer of material, to make it just a bit thicker, and you see the pink fabric that I'm using as well. So this is the real thing, we're going in now. So just the 2 layers there with my stencil, and there we go. I've cut them out now, and I am about to sew them up. And here is actually the finished outfit. So I didn't record too much of sewing the bodice because it was just difficult because of the space. But yeah, this is my dress up. So the necklace isn't technically part of the dress up, it was just armistice weekend and I wanted to wear my poppies. So here is some bonus content as well. I made some earrings. So just using these that I have, I kind of just borrowed these, took the charms off, and I did sort of go ahead and buy some new hoops from Amazon so I could put my charms back on. Because I had some extra time, so I thought I wanted to make the earrings, but I didn't buy the resources, but I did later. So just kind of based on the colours that Zelda wears for her earrings in the game, or kind of what they look like, is what I've based these on. I already had these in my stash of beads and stuff. So this is what I used to put everything together. So having a look through to find the correct colours that I want there. So there we go, I've got this, I don't know what they're called, they've got a flat end, but putting those onto the stick with the flat end, I really don't know what, I can't remember what they're called, they have a name. But then I am attempting to make a loop, which was actually harder to do than you think. There we go, kind of a really rubbish loop, but a loop nonetheless. And same again for the other one. So with the next one, again putting these 2 beads onto another stick with a flat end and making loops again. There we go, something like that. Rinse and repeat. And that is, I chipped the bead, that is glass, I did not cut myself, don't worry. Yeah, the darker beads were made of glass. I think the lighter red beads are probably just plastic, but yeah, the dark red, apparently they were glass. So there we go, looping those both onto one little loop. nearly did it up, forgetting to actually put them onto the earring. And there we go. And the outfit is officially complete just here. So I do hope you have enjoyed watching the journey of how I put this all together. So I do Extra Life every year, or at least I do at the moment, and I always try and do a bit of a dress up. So this has been, you know, a pretty time consuming dress up. I put a lot of effort into this considering I just wore it for 6 hours. Yeah, don't know when I might actually wear this again, so hopefully I might at some point. It's just something fun and special, and I do love charity fundraising. It's just an excuse to do something like this. But thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take it easy.